Hey guys, Tbull here. But I got a game in the Mogami for you, but this is going to be the first video I've made recording off of the PlayStation 5. So I figured this ship would be a good one to break the old new system in here. Basically, I wanted to make a video to check things out. This may come as a surprise to you, but I thought I had like the settings on my old setup relatively dialed in. I'm not an expert when it comes to any of this stuff, so I got to kind of fool around and then I got to look for information online. So it's kind of hard for me to get all this stuff set up. And I've been working all afternoon here trying to get this new setup going. We got the PlayStation 5, we got a new capture card, new computer that I've gotten all in the last couple months. So finally the setup's all coming together, but I'm still trying to get it dialed in. So wanted to put a video together here and we'll check it out. If you guys can let me know if it looks good, sounds good, or needs improvement. But what do I notice between the PlayStation 4 and 5 in terms of World of Warships Legends? Well, I had an early version of the PlayStation 4. I think it came out I got it about a year after that system was launched. So it wasn't a PlayStation Pro or anything. And game definitely looks a lot better. I got a 4K monitor. I didn't get a TV. That was a little out of my price range, but we got a 4K monitor. I was trying to decide between the 4K, which runs at 60 frames per second, or you could do a 1080 monitor, but it would be like 144 frames or something like that per second, which, 60 frames looks great to me. I'm used to the 30 frames, so that looks good, but the definition, the picture looks great. Visually, you know, like I was playing a game on Big Race, that tier 3 map, and it's a sunset on there, and the whole screen was kind of brightened up from the sunset. So visually there's a lot of cool stuff going on here. I've only played a few games so far. Did see the radar go off. I played one game with the Alaska, and how the radar animation works is basically it's like it would be on the screen, like kind of like the hands of a clock. How the radar would look if you're looking at it on like a cartoon or something. That's basically doing that around your ship. So I'll point that out when we get a radar that's visible at some point in time. But controller, my buddy Dragos, he said the controller felt really funny when he was playing the game. I think it feels pretty good personally. I actually like it quite a bit, and haven't broken any controllers yet after a couple hours, so that's a good sign. But overall, I think it's pretty cool. I know a lot of you guys are trying to get your next gens. Took me quite a long time to figure out how to buy one, but I finally got it set up, and here we are. So hopefully from now on we'll be continuing to dial this in and get it looking and sounding as good as I can here. So anyway, we're on this map here. I don't even know what this one's called, but you can see there's no contest on this side. So initially I was kind of going wide just with the idea of kiting early on, but red's kind of abandoned the side. We got the torps plowing right through the middle there of the cap. He keeps taking shots, I think, and keeps getting reset. So we're going to chime in here. I'm going to try and get on the cap, help take the cap, because we definitely want to capture this as quickly as possible. If the enemy is going to concede a cap, you want to get it as quickly as possible, get those points accruing, then decide what you want to do. So that's priority number one. We're going to chime in with a couple shots on the Bismarck here and make sure we get this cap going. We got a King George and that cruiser to the east of the King George going way up north. They're not worried about controlling the center of the map. The center of the map, if you are new to the game, that's where all the caps are located. That's where you want to control. You usually don't want to be fleeing towards the back end of the map unless you're really getting pushed. Now that Turpit's pushing into him, but he's not that close range. The Turpit's, until he gets close range to you, isn't really that necessarily of a scary of a threat. So I don't know why they're fleeing that hard or kiting that hard, but anyway, they're basically conceding this side. We're going to go ahead and capture this. I think I'll skip forward just like maybe 1 minute or so until we get back into more of a relevant position, because we're going to be blocked by this island here for a minute. Alright, so jumping back into it, you can see we've kind of moved into the middle here. We had that AFK destroyer, kind of came over to sea as well, and everyone that was on sea is doing a good job moving east to west. You want to move horizontally when you capture a flank. You don't want to move deeper into the spawn. Let's say we keep pushing north, chasing that Siegfried that's way up north there. If we follow him up there, all of a sudden all those ships that are in the northwest quadrant they can start accessing our broadside. So all the ships that were on the east are doing a good job moving horizontally, and we're just kind of exerting map control. Now we're getting in the middle here. We're going to try and capture B, of course. We're doing a good job controlling the caps. Score-wise, they're actually, right in the thick of things because they have a ship advantage at the moment, and they've just gone up 2 ships, actually. But map control-wise, we're kind of dominating. They're not really doing a good job with the caps. They got 1 destroyer that's loose there. You can see on the map, last seen going to the southwest. We can assume he's kind of cutting back here. Now he's either going to go in towards A and rejoin the fleet, or he's going to do a beeline kind of directly towards us. That's what we'd prefer him to do. Then it'll be kind of isolated. It would be a little bit of a stronger play for him to get back towards his team, try and focus on maybe that battleship that's pushing through. Well, they just took him down, the Turpins. So, just rejoining the fleet. The destroyer doesn't want to run into something over here like a Mogami in a 1v1 situation. So that would be my advice to him. Bismarck coming around here, I thought we were about to die there. Secondaries went off, but he didn't have the main gun ready to go. So we've captured B, we've got C going, and now they're still trying to get A. We're going to try and get some resets on these guys whenever we can. We got some of our teams pushing in aggressively towards B. They need to recognize they're outnumbered significantly. So we got the cap advantage. We'd like to sit back and let them kind of go through those gaps one by one and take them, 3 or 4 versus 1 at a time. Here's the Fantastic. He's full health, but he's coming around. He kind of went all the way, he was doing the beeline towards us like we were talking about a moment ago. Maybe not the strongest idea. Now he's going to desperately try and get out of here. We got torps preemptively towards the gap and towards that side of the island in case he beach or something. I thought he was about to beach right there, so I thought that left-hand salvo was going to hit him. But he keeps going forward here, and he's going to encounter that salvo that we zoned through that gap there. So go ahead and take him down, and the Lenin takes out the Bismarck. The Lenin's a nice, strong ship in this type of a match here, especially when we're outnumbered. We got 3 ships left. They got 4, but that was a nice swing. We're up to 75k. That's, almost double our ship's HP. So not a bad start for us here. We also got the 2 assisted captures. So if our game ended like this, I think it would be a pretty strong game. Not a barn burner in terms of damage or anything, but score-wise, it should be pretty good. But now I'm kind of looking at the situation thinking, okay, I didn't really realize when I was playing this game, I wasn't doing a really good job of keeping an eye on that score until I saw that Richie blow up there, and I'm like, wow, we only have 2 ships left. They only have 3. The last little sequence developed a little bit faster than I was thinking it was going to. Anyway, what do we got going on here? 3 caps to 0. 120 point, 130 point advantage, and we're outnumbered. They got the battleships, they got the cruiser. So what does that mean? It means textbook, we'll just kind of slow these guys down until they kill the Lenin. Then we would turn around, stop firing the guns, use our concealment, which we specifically incorporated into our build so that we could take advantage of that, stop firing, sail away, and win the game on score. We're going to be playing a little bit of reckless, as we'll see as the game develops. But that's the game plan we just highlighted just a moment ago. That's how you win this game 99 out of 100 times at this point in time. We got all the advantages in the world, even though they got the ship advantage. They still got 3 ships to 2, but 2 of them we can't even see. They're so far out of it. Now the Lenin, he's being hyper aggressive and he's cutting to the north, trying to keep that Massachusetts spotted. That's going to put him within range of the Siegfried and whatever else that other battleship is. I think it's a King George V. So if I was him, I would probably either stop in that gap right to the left of B. That way he could disengage if he needs to, angle in, use that excellent nose armor, and count on me for support. Or maybe go southward so he's not charging into a 3-on-1 situation, essentially. But we're going to be keeping an eye on how many ships are targeting us. You can see next to our spotted icon, the Ingenious is suggesting 1. Down goes the Massachusetts there. And now we definitely do not need to engage. Even if they kill the Leningrad, that's a 100-point swing. We'd still be up by about 400 points. Then they'd have to capture A. They'd have to capture B. They'd probably... I don't know if they'd have to capture C, but they definitely don't have enough time to be doing all that. And if I want to be careful, I can kind of stay at max range, let these guys capture a bunch of base points, then reset them with 1 or 2 salvos and take them, you know, prevent them from even getting A. But defending ourselves should be the priority here. Playing a little bit fast and loose. Siegfried gets some torps off on the Lenin, who's broadside to him, and that's going to basically cause him to go down very rapidly. King George 5 finishes him off. As we're crossing the, or just about to cross the 100k mark, just look at where we're putting these torps down. We're not aiming at the ships. I don't really care where they're going now. That's irrelevant. They're going to change their course. We already know that. But we're just getting the torps down there, making the water in A as dangerous as possible. Those are zoning torps. It's just like we zoned the Fantastic. Essentially, we were just trying to make that gap as inhospitable as possible. Either if he sailed past it, like he did when we actually hit him, that would cause a problem, or if he tried to go through the gap, he would probably hit the torps. Same thing here. We're just going to keep launching them into A, and if they want to get on A and try and capture that base, there's a good chance we're going to hit them with these torpedoes. So here's what I'm talking about. You know, we're coming in broadside. We do have to be cognizant of that. We should be angling away before we shoot, but we're just letting them capture some points there. Go ahead and take the shot as we're angling away. Now we got to be careful because we're broadside to the Siegfried, who's unspotted, but we know where he is. We're angled towards the King George, not the Siegfried. So that Siegfried should be respecting his guns. You know, he's actually gonna. One of these ships is gonna whack us pretty hard. I'm pretty sure it's the Siegfried, but it doesn't really matter. Playing a little bit fast and loose. You know, we got the resets there. A's all the way back down. That shaved off another minute and a half, or you know, whatever it was, another minute, minute and a half. Now at this point in time, stop firing the guns, sail off. There's 0% chance in hell they could ever win this game, right? But, ooh, there's that nasty shot from the Siegfried. But, you know, sometimes I'm just not in the mood to play textbook, and this is apparently one of them. We're just going for style points. We're at 115k right now. We're just going to keep shooting them. I'm kind of feeling sporty, is what I was basically feeling at the time. Like, you know what? We basically started off at full health. We'll take a couple shots. You know, here I drop spot. I'm just going to let it reset, dodge that salvo there. But I'm, you know, whatever. He's on the reload. We'll take another shot. King George is shooting us, but we're angled. So, you know, even though these ships whacked us pretty hard earlier, as long as they're playing pretty focused on angling and dodging these shells, should probably survive this. But again, there's no reason to shoot here. They've sailed through the cap at this point in time, so they've conceded, you know, challenging points, which is good. There's no reason for them to be focused on the score whatsoever. They cannot physically win on score. They can only win by killing me. So again, if I don't shoot, if I don't become spotted, they cannot kill me. I'm faster than those ships, stealthier than those ships. This is bad play right here. I just want to continually point this out. If I'm my teammates and I'm watching this, I'm yelling at the TV. I'm yelling at this Mogami. What in the bloomin' H are you doing here? You shout ahead. Why are you throwing the game? You know, style points are cool in certain situations, but here you're a 1v2. All you got to do is not shoot for 20 more seconds, and we got the game. So, very frustrating play, no doubt, for any blue team spectators, but we got away with it anyways. And, you know, like I say, I was just kind of mainly just testing out the system settings and goofing off a little bit. So it's not like I was playing for $1 million or anything, but we got the win anyways. So that'll do it for that one. Again, let me know what you guys think of the new setup. If there's any glaring problems, let me know. Or if we need to do some tweaking, let me know. But thumbs up if you like the video. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Questions, comments, leave below. And see y'all later. Peace.